This is 23.1 Workplace Opportunities in Sport. There are three providers within the sport industry. The first one I'm going to talk about is private. So private, its aim is to make profit, so this could be through weekly payments or memberships. An example of this is the Virgin Active Gym, which the private sector, as their main aim is to make money, is also business owned. So even though people have to pay for it and they're making profit out of it, an advantage of this is that it provides quality service and you get to use good equipment. However, a disadvantage to membership can be expensive, so not everyone is able to go. However, they may be able to pay on a weekly basis and they may be able to pay like per session, which is more realistic for some clients. And also, it may not be accessible for individuals for work and for travel to be able to fit it in or to be able to travel to that certain place. So my example is the Virgin Active Gym. People may not be able to get transport to it, or they may not have time after work, even though the gym is open until about 10 in the evening. The next provider I'm going to talk about is public. So the public sector provides sports facilities and services which are funded by the government, which can be on a local, regional or national level. And its aim is to make sport more accessible for lots of people. The money comes from lottery and taxes, and it's open to all the public. So, like I said earlier, the sport is run by the council. An example could include a local swimming pool like the Dolphin or local park. Like you can see in that photo, there's fitness equipment in a local park which is open to the whole public, so it makes it more accessible for everyone to use. Public is open to anyone of any age and any standards. So they could be a complete amateur and not know exactly what they're doing at all, or it could be to a more professional level. However, for public, they'd normally move to private because it's membership, so they get better quality and a better service. The last provider in the sport industry is voluntary. The voluntary sector provides sports facilities and services which are non-profit making and are usually run by unpaid helpers or volunteers. They often use public sector facilities and can get sponsorship from private sector organisations. Voluntary clubs are often free but may need some funding from the participants in order to buy kit and or to pay their public sector to use their training facilities. This is a small amount such as £10 a month. Some kit may be provided by sponsors and some money may be funded from their main club. This is an example of Oathall Community College. So they'll hire out their facilities like their AstroTurf for football games, which is run by volunteers. As you can see, their main aim is to increase mass participation. So this is to get people involved in sport and start up sport. Their aim isn't to make profit, but even though there may be a small cost, they're not making profit out of it, and usually it's run by helpers or volunteers. Now I'm going to talk about the four sectors in the sporting industry. First sector in sport that I'm going to talk about is sport and recreation. So sport and recreation can cover a variety of jobs, different jobs, including a coach, a teacher, or a sports manager. In sport and recreation, there can be sport-specific roles like coaching football or hockey, and it can also be voluntary or private or public. And it will focus on all areas, for example, mass participation or sporting excellence. It can provide the basic skills for performance level or can lead up to elite coaching. Sports management is an industrial field concerning the business aspects of sport and recreation. Some examples of sports managers include front office system in professional sports, college managers, recreational sports managers, sports marketing, event management, facility management, sports economics, sports finance, and sports information. A sports manager has a number of responsibilities that revolve around making it easier for the clients to focus on winning without worrying about the business or organisation side of sport. The job I looked at for sports management was Regional Aquatics Manager. This was at the Active Leisure Centre. So its salary was around 30k a year. The job is full-time, so the hours would be from 9 till 5. And the industry is Active Leisure, so this is a 20-minute drive away from my house. They host women-only sessions as well as a range of lessons, sessions and classes for a mix of ages and abilities. They now teach over 100,000 pupils to swim each week and have 14 million swim visits across their pools every year. They have success in their aquatics products and are now in position to grow their team regionally. Because I'll be working with children, I need to be CRB/DBS checked, but also I need to be first aid trained. The job is the deputy manager or the manager. So if I got the deputy one, I could work my way up to being the manager of the whole active pleasure centre. Now I'm going to say whether this job is good for me or maybe it isn't good for me. It does suit me. However, the sport I play is badminton and I also do horse riding, whereas I'm not so much of a swim teacher or swim instructor. Even though I'm passionate about sport, this certain job doesn't quite fit into the experience I have, as I don't have enough experience in swimming. Punctual, so I'll always be on time to the lessons. This is important because you'll be running sessions for people, so you'll need to be there 10-15 minutes early, but also you'll need to be there to set up, so even half an hour early. Unlike sports agents, managers don't focus on contracts for their clients. Instead, the managers ensure that their clients are getting the proper attention and training to allow them to compete at their highest level. Sports managers are hired at a variety of venues, including academic institutions, amateur and professional leagues, sporting goods companies, and even sports marketing firms. Some sports managers are responsible for the individual athlete and keeping them in good mental and physical health. This can mean doing everything from hiring training session workouts or to issues between the teams and the players. I also think this job will be good for me because I can be responsible for large groups of people, so in teaching them, but I don't have that much experience with children, so I need to be DBS and CRB checked, and I'll need to be first aid trained before I even thought of taking this job on. Also, I'm confident in leading large groups of people, or just leading people in general, and I think I'd find it quite easy and comfortable doing it. The next one is sports science. Sports science is a discipline that studies the health of the human body and how it works during exercise, and how sport and physical activity promote health from cellular to whole body perspectives. Jobs in the sports science industry can range from physiotherapist to a sports medic to a biomechanist. The job I'm going to be looking at is physiotherapy. Physiotherapists help people affected by injuries, illness or disability through movement and exercise, manual therapy, education and advice. They maintain health for people of all ages, helping participants to manage pain and prevent disease. The profession helps to encourage, develop and facilitate recovery, enabling people to stay in work while helping them to remain independent for as long as possible. Physiotherapy is a science-based profession which takes a whole person's approach to health and well-being. So this can include the patient's general lifestyle. At the core is the patient involved in their own care through education, awareness, enrollment and participation of treatment. Physiotherapy can be helpful for people of all ages with a wide range of health conditions, including problems like bones, joint and soft tissue, so musculoskeletal, brain or nervous system, so neuromuscular, heart and circulation, so cardiac, and looking at the lungs and breathing, so this can be respiration. Salaries for physiotherapists in the NHS range between £21,000 and £28,000 a year. Specialist physiotherapists can earn up to £35,000 a year, and this can rise to around £41,000 as an advanced physiotherapist or a team manager. Salaries in the private sector are usually similar to those in the NHS. To get into physiotherapy course at uni, I would need to get triple distinction star in extended sports science, and I'll need an A in biology or a B at minimum. There are many unis through the country that do this course of physio, one of them being Brighton. So that's not too far from my house, that's about a 20-minute train journey. In the future, my job could branch off out to the NHS at the Princess Royal Hospital, which is realistic because the Princess Royal Hospital is only a 5-minute drive from my house. And this could develop and go into the private and specialise in a specific area, so I could specialise in neuromuscular. Physiotherapy is a very competitive industry, therefore I need to stand out from the rest of the applicants that try and apply for this to get into the uni. I think this job would be good for me because I'm good at working with people and interpersonal skills like communication and non-verbal communication. So this could be something as little as when you're helping someone with their shoulder, you would tell them what you're going to do before you do it. Otherwise, they may be unsure of what you're going to do, and you need to tell them where they need to be working on and how they're going to be doing it. Also, being able to adapt to different clients in different situations. So you can have someone coming in with a shoulder injury, and then afterwards you can have someone coming in with a disability. So you need to be able to adapt to different situations that you're in and be able to think on your feet quickly. And also, if I was to become a sports physio, I need to be able to work well under pressure. This is because there could be someone on a pitch who quickly needs attention, and you need to be on the pitch and off the pitch within a couple of minutes. But then it could also be that you're helping an elite performer who needs physiotherapy, and they need to get back on training again as quickly as they can. So you're put under pressure then, and you need to be able to work well and cope with the whole situation. There are a wide variety of jobs available in the health and fitness industry. So one of them that I'm going to look at is a PT, so a personal trainer. This type of job involves a wide variety of being able to work on your feet, being able to adapt to different clients. So the type of things you'd have to be doing is to give a 60-minute fitness session. So you need to plan that before, so you need to be well organised to know exactly what you're doing for what client. Be trained in a range of fitness methods, so you need to be able to change each one you're doing so it doesn't reach tedium, so they don't keep doing the same exercise over and over again. To give reassurance and motivate the clients, to keep them working, to challenge clients of all abilities. So if someone was very high, like elite performance, and then you get someone in who was very low level, almost on the foundation scale. Also, as a personal trainer, it's very important to get measurable results. This is so you can tell that your client is adapting to what training is taking place. Also, you need to be able to represent the company professionally. So this could be wearing a shirt if you're working for the gym with the logo on it, and your hair tied back all times, not on your phone while you're training someone, because that's very unprofessional. And then if you were unprofessional, then that gym or that company you're working for will be looked down upon because you weren't professional and you didn't give a very good training session.